Trelligence Affinity, Program to Revit. This is a video that will describe and show the different features that Affinity 8 offers in regards to syncing program info into Revit without using the design aspect of Affinity. There are two major trains of thought when it comes to space planning within Revit using an Affinity program. The first is to take and dump the entire program into Revit. The second train of thought is to use Affinity's navigation pane to place individual rooms directly on levels within Revit. Both methods eliminate the duplication of efforts as far as entering data into parameters and prevent the possibility of having data drops when transitioning from programming to schematic design. Here is the Affinity desktop. After a program is input into Affinity, this is how the hierarchy of the program is displayed with the different quantities and unit areas for each of the items. You'll also notice in the Affinity navigation pane that the hierarchy is listed with the negative numbers that informs the user of the comparison between program and design. Since we have no design at this point, all the numbers are highlighted red and are negative to indicate those items are lacking and what the program requires. For the purpose of this video, we will move directly into Revit so that we can discuss synchronization of a program. Opening a room schedule, notice there are no rooms created within this model. The Affinity buttons are located in the Add-ins tab as a direct plug-in to Revit. The Affinity file is connected to the Revit project for a true bidirectional link and passing of data. The first option we will discuss is the full program dump into Revit. Using the Program to Revit option within the sync icon, Affinity will create all of the program items as unplaced rooms. Using the mapping dialog, I will map over some of the Affinity program properties to Revit parameters. The sync is now complete, and all of the program items exist within the Revit model. The room schedule now shows all of the unplaced rooms that were created. These rooms contain any data mapped during the sync and the program area mapped through a shared parameter. All items will have a unique tie back to the Affinity program for design validation. After placing walls and room separation lines, I can now drop these unplaced rooms into enclosed areas to create a space plan. Be sure not to use the default new room during placement. Refer to the design validation video to show how your design from Revit can be pushed back into Affinity for the program to design validation. Now let's move to the second option of using the Affinity toolbar to bring program items directly into Revit. Now that we have a design that was created using rooms from the program dump, select the toolbar icon to show the navigation pane from Affinity. The toolbar shows the counters like we saw earlier within the Affinity application. By selecting and dragging an item from the navigation pane, I can drop any item from the program into the space plan. As I drop items, notice that the counters increase as each item is placed within the design. This is a good tool to use if the program changes after the initial program dump, or if you prefer to design using the drag and drop method directly in Revit. By selecting the room and viewing the details, you can still view any properties that were not mapped into parameters. You can also see any components that are supposed to be within the room or any requirements for this room. This concludes the video on how a program from Affinity can be used for space planning within Revit. Contact us at Trelligence for more information on Affinity.